Well, the weather's heating up and so is the real estate market. The numbers are in for June. My name is Santo Sessa with Remax Premier. Let's jump right in. When we look at everything that's been done across the GTA, everything that's registered on a Toronto Real Estate Board, when we compare June this year to June last year, we can see that sales are up 10.4% and average prices are also up 3%. But it's all good news. Prices are up, sales are up. This is everything that we want to hear. And so if you bought last year, your investment is looking pretty good that this June prices are up. Let's take a closer look as to what happened on a month-to-month basis. Well, although prices were up from last year and sales are up, when we compare May to June, we can see that sales dropped a little bit, but we also see that prices dropped slightly by 0.7%. Now, nobody wants to see price drops unless you're looking to buy. However, when we look at the May price of $838,000, that average price, that was actually a 24-month high. So the fact that in June we've dropped a little bit from there really is not that significant and doesn't concern me. We can't be breaking records every single month. This is what's been happening across the GTA in general. Let's take a closer look now, coming closer to home. Let's look at Vaughan and what's been happening in Vaughan. And in this chart here, I'm comparing June this year, 2019, to June last year. Well, sales are up 18.2%, so we're seeing more activity. Average price is up year over year by 8.1%. That's a significant increase. The months of inventory is down, so we're buying homes quicker. They're on the market for a shorter period of time, from 4.2 months last year to just under 3 months, and active listings is also down. Now, these four charts, the reason I put these together is they're very intertwined. So we've got, if we look at this one here, active listings, we've got fewer properties available for sale. If we go to this one up here, number 2, the sales, we're buying more of them. So we've got fewer for sale, we're buying more of the properties that are out there. Naturally, months of inventory is going to drop. And if months of inventory is dropping and we've got less properties for sale and we're buying more of them, it's only natural that that puts a pressure on price to go up. Looking at Vaughan on a month-to-month basis, also things are happening here that show signs of a really strong market. Here's where I say things are heating up. Sales dropped a little bit, but on average, much higher than what they were same time last year. However, when we look at price, this price right here, $1,017,000, the average sold price for June, this is a 21-month high. So we're breaking records. We haven't seen a price like this in over 21 months for Vaughan. Now this is all home types, and when we look a little bit closer and we look at, say, Vaughan detached, we can see that prices rose from May to June by 4%, and we can see that sales, although dropped a little, prices rose. And sales generally since January have been going up. So activity is good, prices are good, prices are increasing, things are looking good for Vaughan detached. And when we compare actually Vaughan this year to last year, we see the increase when we look at the January price here and we compare it to the June price here, this is an increase of 4.8%. Now for some people, sorry, I put a dollar sign there, I meant percentage. For some people, when I talk about percentage, sometimes it makes sense, it resonates, and other times, well, what does that mean? Well, 4.8% means prices rose $56,421 since January. This is for detached homes. This is all detached. So this is your detached that are 800,000 and 900,000 in Vaughan. There's not very many of those. And your detached that are 2 and 3 and 4 million in Vaughan. When we take a look at semis, what we're seeing is that prices rose from May to June. Now, April was a record high. Sales increased also, so semis are very strong. Let's take a look at townhouses. Now, keep in mind that the May price here of $852,000, that was a 16-month high. And going from May to June, we've dropped slightly by 0.7%. So we're virtually the same, but we can see here that prices have been, in general, going up since January. So townhouse market is very strong. And when we look at condos, this is really interesting. Now, activity, sales has been generally going up. Prices, although it seems a bit of a roller coaster, they've been generally on an upward trend. May to June, they rose by 8.5%. Now, this June average price here, this is of $605,000. This is the highest average prices of condos in Vaughan ever. They've never been higher as far as average prices go. So condos are performing extremely well. I want to take a look at months of inventory, and for now I'm just looking at detached homes. We're seeing more and more activity out there. More and more homes are being purchased. You're seeing more properties come up for sale, and you're seeing them being sold quicker than they normally have. Now, I'm talking on average. Different neighborhoods do react differently. Different property types do react differently. But if we take an average, just to get a feel in general, how's the market? When we look at April, May, and June, we've got 3.5 months of inventory. We can see price trending up because this months of inventory is quite low. And when we look at the same time last year for April, May, and June, we had an extra 2 months of inventory this time last year. So that's significant to keep an eye on. And when we look at months of inventory of all the different home types, well, look at semis, 1.3 months. We can expect the prices in semis to stay strong. Townhouses also. And you know, we're a bit jaded, or we're a bit, I guess, spoiled with these types of months of inventory. 3 for condos, 2.1 for towns. Detached at 3.5. It's still, in most cases, sitting in a seller's market. Not like it was a couple of years ago where you put the sign in the lawn and the car's already lining up writing checks to buy. But still very much in a seller's market. And when you start getting into the more expensive detached, we can find ourselves more in a balance and sometimes in a buyer's market. But on average, the market is very strong. If you go to VaughanMarketReport.ca, you can download all these for yourself, and there's many, many more charts and graphs and slides in there, and I analyze a whole bunch of the different Vaughan neighborhoods. I do want to bring your attention to one of the neighborhoods, West Woodbridge. West Woodbridge, usually of all the Vaughan neighborhoods, is the lower price neighborhood as far as average prices go. But when we look at the May to June average price, it jumped by 14%. And this average price here of $1,032,000 is a 21-month high. We're seeing some big things happening in Vaughan. We're seeing some big things happening with prices. I know you're hearing reports of, oh, things might be bad, or things are not going the way they should. However, it's not true. I don't know where you're getting the information, and here's the crazy part about the world we're in right now. You can get information anywhere. You just do the Google thing, thousands and thousands of pages pop up on your screen, and you pick, and it'll give you whatever information you want it to tell you. What I'm giving you here is a way of interpreting some of that information. I'm giving you, I hope I'm giving you insights as to really what's going on out there. Now, your particular situation is really important. This is just in general. So when it comes time to making a decision, you still got to go a bit further than what the information I'm giving you here, a bit further than the insight I'm giving you here. We really want to look at your particular neighborhood, your pricing, your price point, whether you're buying, whether you're selling, and the trend of your neighborhood. That's really going to make the difference. My name is Santo Sessa with RE/MAX Premier. Thanks for watching. I hope you know a little bit more now than you did before you watched this video. Have a great day.